What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. I have something that's not yet released in Ontario, but pretty much everywhere in the US you can get this Glenmorangie Bacalta. It's the newest of the special editions by the whiskey maker Dr. something or other. See if I can find his name over here. Dr. Bill Lumsden. Alright, this one is aged in Madeira casks. That's a Portuguese fortified wine, okay? But before they put their whiskey in the Madeira casks, they retoast the Madeira casks after they've emptied out the wine, or they've let the wine evaporate in the barrels. I'm not exactly sure what the process is. I know that Macallan lets their sherry evaporate completely in the barrels, so they don't have to empty and bottle any wine. They just let it evaporate and then put their whiskey in it, which probably is the reason why it gets its distinct taste, because all that wood is saturated with the evaporated wine, or the wine that's soaked up into the wood. All right, so in this case, I'm not exactly sure, but having tried it, it is excellent stuff. Excellent. I'm gonna guess that they take their 10-year-old spirit at around 46%, maybe a little bit higher, before they bottle it, and then they put it in the Madeira casks, let it sit in there for anywhere between 2 to 5 years. That's my guess. And then they charge probably about double what they would charge for the Quinta Ruben or the La Santa. This is 93 American. That's what I picked it up for at Total Wine in Arizona. Okay, I just got back from Arizona, picked up a couple things. So 93 American, but I'm guessing when this comes to Ontario, it's going to be closer to $200. Okay, the last edition, the Milchon, I think it's called, I never reviewed it, but I know that it was about $175 Canadian in Ontario at the LCBO, and it was roughly about $100 in the US. So we're looking to see something similar. This might even go up a bit because it is really good. So I'm guessing that this is going to be close to $200 at the LCBO. All right. So like I said, fortified Portuguese casks. It's not very dark. It is unchill filtered. I'm assuming there's no added color because it's unchill filtered, and it's not very dark. All right, I'll give you a look at that. All right, it's a light amber, not very dark at all, but the legs on this are crazy. It's literally like syrup on the glass. Okay, it's very thick, has a nice viscosity to it. Okay, on the nose. The nose is super fruity and super sweet. Okay, you can definitely you can definitely smell like mango. I would even say a sugared, dried mango. That's how sweet this is. I want to say really ripe plums. Probably some really ripe red fruit as well, like red strawberries, even raspberries. Super sweet nose. There is a hint of citrus. I'm gonna say like a blood orange, but a really ripe blood orange. Okay, on the palate. Bottled at 46%, you don't get that on the palate at all. Very minimal to literally none of that alcohol burn that you would get. Like I said, I'm gonna guess that this is around 14 years old, maybe a little bit younger. It's not too old. You get a bit of bitter oak on the back end, but it's a super sweet entry. Lots of syrupy notes. And give it another sip. dried mango, dried apricot. Everything is really sweet, like the really sweet version of a mango, the really sweet version of an apricot. But it's not sweet to the point where it's gross. It's still an excellent scotch. Has a nice cinnamon finish on the background. And like I said, a little bit of that bitter oak, but it complements the whiskey because you have a lot of sweet up front and that bitter oak kind of settles it down a little bit. That's really good stuff. So it talks about it being the casks being baked on the back of the box, right? The Gaelic word for baked is bacalta. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that, but that's the Gaelic term for it. Like I said earlier, this is the 8th release, the 8th special release. There's a whole bunch. I'm sure there's people out there collecting them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be worth some money in the future. This one, I haven't tried all of them. I've tried a couple of them. I don't think I've reviewed any of them, but I've reviewed the Quinta Ruban, I've reviewed the Nectar d'Or, the La Santa, the regular Glenmorangie. I've also reviewed the Signet and the 18-year-old. Those are all the Glenmorangies I've reviewed, and by far, no exaggeration, this is my favorite of the group. This is way better than the 18-year-old, way better than, even, you know, I wouldn't say it's way better than the Signet, but for the price, it's literally a third of the price. It's $93. I picked that Signet up for about 250 American or 220 American, I can't remember exactly. So it's a lot less, and in my opinion, this is better. Okay, so I highly recommend it. If you haven't already, go pick it up if you live in the US. For Ontarians, unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait unless you travel abroad. But definitely when you get a chance, pick this up, because if you can get it for 93 American, you're getting a good deal. All right, that's gonna be as close to an A+ as it gets without being an A+. So a couple guys were asking me earlier what exactly my ranking system is, and I'm just gonna go through that really quickly. I'm gonna give this an A first, and then I'm gonna do that. So we're looking at a C. We're looking at anything in the 60 range. All right, a C- would be 60 to 63 or 62. 63 to 66 is a C, and then a C+ is 67 to 69. For a B-, you're looking at 70 to 72. B is 73 to 76, and B+ is 77 to 79. All right. Then when we get to the A's, it gets a little bit more complicated. A- is 80 to 82. An A is 83 to 89. Okay. So this, if I had to give it a numeric mark, I'd probably give it an 89. All right, and then when you get to A+ range, you're looking at 90 and above. I've only given 3 A+ so far, and all 3 of those are in the low 90 range. Okay, so I haven't tried a whiskey that's within 8% of 100. All right, so I'm still trying older things, and I bet when I get to the 30 and 40-year-old whiskeys, they're gonna be really close to 100, if not right on the 100 mark. But at the moment, the highest mark I can justify in my head is about a 91, and if you've watched my other reviews, you know roughly which one that might be. Okay, it can only be one of 3. That'll probably be revealed in my Whiskey of the Year at the end of this year. Okay, I want to say thank you. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. It's likely that I'll get there within this week. So I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. You guys are absolutely awesome. The comment section blows up almost every video now, which I absolutely love. I try to respond to as many of you as I can. If I've missed you, please let me know, and I'll definitely answer your questions. It's just sometimes on my phone it gets a little hazy as to what question is for who and for what. So anyway, if I've missed you, let me know, please. I I want to thank you again. I do have some crazy things that I've recently bought. I bought a Highland Park 25-year-old, a Bunnahabhain 25-year-old, and my favorite of the three, a GlenDronach 25-year-old Grandier batch 007. Okay, so I'm really excited about those three. I will be reviewing them eventually. Okay, not exactly sure when. Hopefully sometime this year. I still have a whole bunch of stuff over here that needs to be reviewed that I've shared with you guys in previous videos. It's looking like a good year, guys, so we'll see how it goes. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers.